Seven Spaulding, evidently he's drinking again. He doesn't like white people. I went over there and he's like, "Oh, Johnny, one of the great ones." And then the next thing you know, he reads something or he doesn't like what you commented in the chat because I said something about there's many gods. Be careful. Well, if you read the Bible, God tells you there's many gods. Be careful. But because he's so high and mighty in that high white black color, whatever, he's got the multiracial mix cards that he can use. It makes him special or something. I don't know. Something's wrong with that MFer. Something is wrong with Seven Spaulding. I put an invite in. Let's see if he comes up. Let's see how he calls me scared, calls me a daggum hillbilly, which I am. But he ain't nothing but a daggum begging ass fool. Mike Smith, what's going on? Can you hear me? Bye bye bye. Buckeye Jim, what's going on? I'm just tired of it, man. I ain't listened. I ain't watched anything of Seven Spaulding's. He come to my live stream the other day. I don't do many live streams. I told him what I had to tell him. I didn't call him no names. But this joker tonight evidently unblocked me because he saw me in his live chat. But now I'm blocked again. I sent him, look, I called him twice. I know it goes through because I heard it on his live stream. He answered one time. I asked him why is he being a jerk. But I sent him a link to this live stream. This is a share live stream where I can have him up here as a guest. So if he's not scared, he will appear. If he can back his mouth, he can come up here. I don't care. If he can't back his mouth, I don't care. I just want to see if he's brave enough to get up here and face to face me. I can be in Cincinnati as soon as he gets there if he wants to meet me there. It don't matter to me. I'll meet you there. I'll be in one of them bushes you're looking for, because that's sure what I was going to do. He was reading my mind that last time. That joker had me so mad the last time because he's so full of shit. I've never seen a person so full of shit in my life until that guy. And then he's acting like he's reached out. That joker ain't reached out for nothing, man. I've sat there and tried my ass off and tried to reach out to this guy. But he's so worried about getting views and subscribers and the big channels and the way it used to be. And Steve Olson and all the big channels that know him, blah, 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 blah. Does that really make you special? Come on, Seven. I sent an invite to your message. I know shit's going through to your phone. Kansas gal. Man, he's just crazy, ain't he, Kansas? That's how he does me. He don't like white people. I'm telling you, he is the most prejudiced person on YouTube. And he tries to act like he's not. That's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing. Oh, and I didn't do anything but say, watch which God you're listening to. Because the devil is a God in his own way, you know what I'm saying? God, in Genesis, God warned of worshiping other gods. Don't do it. Worship me. Worship no other God than me. God admits there's gods. But this Seven Spaulding, the smartest man that's ever graced the face of the earth, got upset over that. Because he's simple-minded, man. He can't go too far in thinking. He can go as far as white, black, hot, cold, good, bad. He can't find the gray area. He can't read between the lines. He can't see beyond the horizon. I mean, the dude's a fucking moron. Seven Spaulding, you got the link to this live stream. Please come up. If you come up, I'll turn my camera on, damn it. But he's too scared. There ain't nobody trolling. He's so sensitive. I'm telling you, man. The way he is on the inside, he should have been inside his sister's body, and his sister should have been in his body. That way it would have been the man with the man body and the woman with the woman body. You know what I mean? The genders are crossed up in the bodies when they were twins. The souls got delivered into the wrong bodies. The female soul is in Seven's body, and Seven's you see what I'm saying? His sister is tough like a man, but he is soft like a fragile woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all women are fragile, because they're not. There's a lot of women make Seven look really wimpish. And never mind. This guy's always talking like, God, I hope he loves all active shrimp and shit he's been eating. The duck under glass. All the fancy bullshit. Fuck that. Just give me some possum and tater. You know what I'm saying? He's prejudiced, Kansas gal. He likes, it doesn't matter what color the woman is. He don't get along with black guys either. But he especially doesn't like me because I intimidate him. And that's all it is to it. I intimidate him. Just my presence. That's why I've been staying off the internet, man. Trying to give Seven a chance. But you see how he scrogs it up every time. That joker. He lets this world dictate him instead of him dictating the world. But what happens when, look, there's two differences. You see Seven's difference, right? Compared to me. Look, I have had lawfare thrown upon me to where they suspended my valid Tennessee driver's license. They're valid as hell. I just had them renewed, and they got suspended, and I can't get them back. So I'm stranded on my property now since I lost my job, which that's another story in itself, which anybody's been following me on here understands. The boss of the last company I worked for is one of these so-called Christians, you know, the ones that do no wrong. But he's one of those rich Christians, which makes him even worse, to where he can't see any of his faults because he's got so much money. And he's a Christian on top of it. So a rich Christian is never at fault. A rich Christian is the boss. And when I tell people I don't ever want, I'm done with this place. I'm done. Suspicious Skies, how you doing? Jim Davidson, how you doing? Mike Smith, how you doing? Oh, I have been missing out, Kansas gal. How you doing, Buckeye? I'm sorry, y'all. But man, I'm just sick of it. But this is how I see it, and people don't understand it. But I ain't going for the narrative of all these religions. How can you have so many religions on one earth realm? You know what I'm saying? You got all these different gods that whole countries and societies believe in. You know, you got the countries that believe Hinduism. Then you got Buddhism. Then you got Muslimism. Then you got Christianism. I mean, Catholics are even different. Mormons. I mean, All the gods are different, but yet everybody worships them as they are the only God to worship. So that's telling me there's a lot of false gods in this world. You see where I'm coming from with this? It's a lot of false gods in this world, people. And that's all I was saying. Be careful about what God you're listening to. Because this Jesus God they preach about is a man-made God. But people don't want to listen to me. I tell people there is a creator, but it's not the one these preachers got you worshiping. And number two, I'm not worshiping anything. Nothing. No gods, no nothing. I'm not worshiping anything. And if you read the Bible and you're supposed to be so grateful for everything that you receive in this life here, well, I have been thanking God fully from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Lord, for all the poverty, the strife, the misery that you have instilled into my life, because that's all I know. Thank you, Lord, because you're supposed to be thankful for all you got, and that's all I've got. So thank you, Jesus God. Does that make sense? That's the God they want you to worship, the Jesus God, the one of the carven image of a cross. Oh, but it's not a carven image. It's not. Y'all just don't understand. The real creator is like the nerd in school that was the smartest guy in school that would come up with the coolest ideas, but the cool kids would steal ideas and put the geek in the corner of the gymnasium. That's who God is, the geek in the corner. A true God of love has no wrath, has no hate, has no anything like that. They just wait for it all to be done. They're the last man standing. Because they're with the cool guy mafia. They made this shit. People hijacked it, came to this earth realm, and made a narrative. You know, the left-right paradigm, Democrats, Republicans, same difference with hell and heaven. Two wings of the same bird, but nobody can see it. The devil's running the show down here. He's got y'all believing if you want to not go to hell and burn forever and ever, then you got to bow down and worship and submit to the good God that wants you to bow down and praise him on your face for eternity. I mean, come on. A real God doesn't demand praise and shit like that. It's all about love, people. But people don't understand that. Love is appreciation. Love is everything. But worshiping because you're made to? I'm not worshiping a fucking God that has allowed me to be put into this poverty that I find myself in. Do y'all understand that? And then demands me to thank him for all that I've received here. Well, I've received nothing but grief and misery, and what I do have is what I got on my own. God didn't cook my dinner tonight. God didn't go to the store and buy my food to cook my dinner. I did all that. But we're supposed to sit there and sit down and go, oh, thank you, Lord, for this food we're about to receive. Really? Think about that. You're the one that worked for it. You're the one that got it, and you're the one that cooked it. But you're going to thank God for the food you're about to eat. Huh? What? I guess it makes sense if you don't think about it. Y'all just, it's easier to fool somebody than to convince somebody they've been fooled. You ever heard that saying? That is so true. There is no, people have been, look, in order to believe that Jesus was sent here as God's Son, but God in the flesh, even though he prayed to the God in heaven that this Jesus God is the only way to heaven. You've got to worship Jesus because he died on the cross for you. Let me tell y'all something. If you try to be righteous in this world, you end up like me. That's what happened to Jesus. People don't like people that are trying to be good. The better you are, the more righteous, wholesome, honest, the worse it is for you here in this world. That's what happened to Jesus, and that's why I'm where I'm at. I'm not crucified on a cross. I've just been vanquished to my land forever with no way out. I have no family here. I have no way to get around. I have no way to do nothing. But you don't see me here on YouTube begging, oh, please, my PayPal's in the description. Please, somebody help me. Because I could sure use all the help I could get. I have not worked since I got fired for leaving early to take care of personal business. And I had everything caught up in shop because of the fucking rich Christian boss man. But if Seven Spaulding, I wish you'd come up. I sent you the link. I don't know what else I need to do to get you up here, you little scaredy cat motherfucker. Come on, Seven Spaulding. You run your mouth when it's only a one-way speaker. Look, he blocks me from chat so he can't see my responses. And he don't answer the phone calls, and then he hangs up when he does. What a fucking jerk. I mean, I hate to see that guy even waste the air that he's breathing here. You know what I'm saying? He's a waste of the air. Fucking alky bomb, man. He wants. I I don't have an alcohol problem. I haven't drank a drop of anything in I don't know 3-4 months. It's been a long time. And the last time I drank anything is just one shot. If I do drink anything, it's only like one shot once a week, once a month, maybe. It's just sporadic. It ain't like it's every day. Venus complete waste. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who. All I know is all Seven's worried about is daggum views and subscribers and getting. I mean, if it needs money, I mean, I understand how it is to need money because I could sure use it. I ain't lying, man. I've been trying to eat off. I don't know if y'all been to the grocery store lately, but it's hard to buy $20 worth of food to stretch 2 weeks. You know what I mean? 2 weeks for 20. Can anybody else out there eat for 2 weeks for $20? I don't know if you really call it eating, but it's a way to stretch 2 weeks out to say you did eat throughout them 2 weeks, even though it might be every 3 days or, you know, eat on Monday, eat on Thursday, eat on Saturday, eat on Monday. You see what I'm saying? You stretch it out like that, you can buy $20 worth of food and make it last 2 weeks. It's crazy. Coffee that used to be $6 a fucking can is $22 a can. From $6 to $22. Well, the price more than tripled, but dadgum, I still drink the same amount. So it's costing me 3 times as much to buy coffee now. I've had to cut back on drinking coffee. I bought some bacon for the first time in 5 years or more the other day. I forgot what bacon tastes like. I even bought some sausage. I was like, I ain't had sausage in 5, 6 years either. Just can't afford it. And I don't know how long eggs will last, but I bought a $4 dozen of eggs a few months ago, and I've been stretching that out as long as I can. I'm down to like 4 eggs left in it. I'm tired of fucking starving. I'm tired of this fucking lawfare. Paris Logan, how you doing? And Will, I didn't see y'all slip up in here. Tony Family Life, how you doing? So yeah, I'm just sick of it, man. I mean, potatoes ain't cheap anymore, y'all. I was only able to afford a 10-pound bag of potatoes about, what, 3 or 4 weeks ago? There's not many ways you can cook potatoes. And white beans, oh my God, I'm so sick of beans. But luckily, I'm at my bug out camp and I'm into my bug out food supply. So that's what's helping me get through. I won't have any bug out supplies, but I gotta live now, right? Eating 6-year-old salmon out of a can. Oh yeah, it's yummy, yummy. It's really fishy. After salmon's been past the due date for 6 years, it really smells fishy. Still edible, I guess, because it ain't killed me yet. You know what I mean? But only down to 2 cans of that now. So I got to stretch those 2 cans out for another 6 months. It's crazy. Luckily, I got a big bag of flour, a big bag of cornmeal. I just made a big thing of cornbread. I'm learning to eat the poor man's food, man. I can't afford bologna. Bologna costs as much as fucking steak. Yeah, I've been finding crackers a little cheaper than that. I don't know what kind, it's Clover brand or whatever. But man, sometimes that's how I got. Look, a box of those crackers, you get 4 packs and 4 sleeves of crackers in a box, right? I'll use one sleeve to eat on all day. And then, I mean, that gives me 4 days of eating. I'll just eat a sleeve of crackers I'll eat some in the morning for breakfast, some in the middle of the day for lunch, and some before I go to bed. Just so my stomach ain't so fucking empty. But you got '07 Spaulding, that broke motherfucker drinking Monster Javas all the time. $3, $4 can of pie, glorified milk, watered down milk with some caffeine in it. God. Oh, he's so broke, but he can afford one of them, man. I ain't had a Monster Java in a couple of years because I just can't afford to spend an extra $34 on that, you know? I really wish I could meet that motherfucker in person. I really do. Man, I could look at them and make them crumble to the concrete. You know what I mean? I could just look at them and stomp my foot and that sucker crumble and be a whimpering on the sidewalk. Oh, please, John boy, please. Fucking, I swear. I don't know, guys. I don't. Yeah, he's just a drunk, man. He's one of them that tries to hide it, even though he thinks he's being slick. You remember when he used to go in that kitchen, you could hear you could hear the top pop, you could hear the metal crinkle while it was opening. You know the whatever you call it, the tab pushes down. You could hear that metal going. You could hear the fizz. I mean, the whole truth behind Seven was he he didn't get attention when he was a child. He was one of those kids that had to jump around and wave the arms. Look at me, look at me. I'm always in the middle of everything. I'm always trying to get attention. Look, 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 look. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Look, look. And while he's trying to perform in front of you, he's not paying attention and walking into walls. You know, one of them kind of kids trying to get so much attention that they can't function. That's Seven Spaulding. He's still that little attention starved 5-year old. I mean, that's the truth. That joker got traumatized. He's traumatized and ain't never grown out of it, man. He's just the same scared little kid he was back when he was 5. Man, y'all just don't know, man. There came a point when I realized when my dad, when I, if my dad was wrong, that joker was wrong as anybody else. If I know him or don't know him. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't care who you are. And my dad couldn't stand that about me. He could not stand the fact that I would stand up to him and let him know, you're wrong. You are wrong. How dare you tell your father he's wrong? Well, I'm not going to stand here and tell you you're right. I mean, this joker, I mean, he's dead now, but I remember, look, I drove 27 miles to visit him one day. Just got there, hadn't been there 5 minutes. This joker's in his garage. He's looking around and he's blaming me. Where's my screwdriver at? Where's that screwdriver at? I'm like, what are you talking about? I know you misplaced my screwdriver. And he went off on me. And look, back then I was probably, what was that? I was either in my late 20s or early 30s. And he's sitting there bitching about me losing his screwdriver. And he turns around, there's a screwdriver sticking up out of his back pocket. I go, are you talking about that screwdriver in your back pocket? And he reaches back, and he pulls it out and looks at it. Oh, he didn't apologize or nothing, you know? So I'm used to it, man. My own parents used to treat me like shit. My mom does to this day now. You know, she's not willing. Look, I didn't do anything to lose my valid driver's license except for exercise my First Amendment right. My First Amendment right gives me the right to protest my public officials. And if I'm getting stopped for bullshit, crossing a line I didn't go over, I wasn't even in a lane to be near it, I'm going to sit there and tell you you're wrong. You're wrong. You're lying. You're making this shit up. If that's what caused me to lose my license, then yeah, it is my fault. I spoke up. I stood up for myself. But my mom decided that it's all my fault I lost my license, so therefore she ain't gonna help me. And I'm gonna tell you, she thinks like these dadgum Joe Biden supporters, man. I swear. But yeah, that old seven's Spaulding, man. Something wrong with that nutcase. Something wrong with that nutcase. Man, I've known Seven back when WSO, Wormwood System Observers, what that WSO stood for. Steve Olson. Oh, the big channel guy. You know why Steve Olson ain't around anymore? Steve Olson stole $20,000 from the American Indian tribes out there where he is at, under the guise of producing a ham radio broadcasting system. He was going to hook up the the reservation with a ham radio system. Yeah, he got $20,000 from the tribe, and he went on vacation and did all sorts of crazy shit. And then I don't know where it's at, but I've got video of how he treated his wife. Steve Olson, that is. The great Steve Olson. The the thief for the what you want, how would you put that? The thief of the Native American tribes. Guarantee you, if they found him, he's gone. But not only that, Steve Olson stole one of my videos and used it on two of his videos. And while he was narrating about the video, he was saying, I don't know where this is from. And you could clearly see, because it was my video, I was videoing my local weather station, and it said Jackson, Tennessee on the screen. I don't know where this is at or where it came from. Man, I sent him a Gmail, and shortly after that, that's when Steve Olson got off YouTube, because he knew I wasn't playing. I ain't saying I'm the reason why, but I was the straw that broke the camel's back. Then Steve Olson gone. Good riddance. Yeah, ain't that crazy suspicious how that's just crazy, man. That flesh and blood and act like you don't even exist because they don't approve of how you're living. That's when you do the Kid Rock and put the big fingers up. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am. Fuck it. Whenever I'm in Henderson, I see fucking Henderson cops go by. I'm waving at them with my middle finger, man. I don't give a shit. Freedom of speech. I'm just sick of it, though. Seven Spaulding's like a little sissified. I don't know. He is. He's too feminine. 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 Man, I gotta turn my air on. It's starting to get hot. Ouija, it's too dark to go outside, bro. Hey, go Ouija got bit by something. I mean, not Ouija, squirrely. Got too many LYs. You don't have that. This whole world is based off corruption, man. That's what I've been trying to tell people. They corrupted religion. There is a creator, right? A creator created all this. But man got here. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not worshiping anybody. I'm not even worshiping the creator. I give the creator credit. I always pray to the creator. I'm like, thank you for the natural things of this world. Thank you for all the animals and the trees and the plants and the sunlight and the wind and the rain and the water and this, that, and the other. Thank you for all this natural stuff. This other stuff, screw it. I don't care. If this world was just stayed natural, it'd been so much better. Because man, I'm dealing with squirrels, coons, birds. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Nature, but the rest of this crap, the AI is the Antichrist. And then this third eye thing, man, fuck that shit. Something's out there. Oh well, so be it. Who cares? I'm just done. I don't want to exist anymore after this. I don't want to go. Look, the biggest curse there ever was living forever. That's why this world is a mess. Because if you live forever, you're bound to get bored. So you got to design you a world you can play with and tinker with people's emotions and feelings and this and that. And, uh, that's why we're here. We're play toys, man. If you live forever, you're bound to run out of things to do. You got to. There's no way there's something different forever and ever and ever and ever. Could you imagine? I just want to die and be done. No more anything after this. I don't want to know I even ever existed. I want to just not ever know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to live forever. Fuck that shit. You can't live forever here. You only get max 120 years if you're lucky. So what good is this place? Where everybody attaches themselves here. That's why they keep getting recycled. I guess once you learn that there is no, how am I trying to say? There is only one creator. There is no other God you've got to go through to get to that creator. You just go straight to the creator. He's that powerful. You know what I'm saying? He's that powerful. You don't need to intercede with Mary or John or whoever. You just talk to the creator. You ain't got to go through the Jesus God. But man has led man into believing you've got to worship Jesus. You've got to do the opposite of what God asked you to do. God said, worship no other gods than me. But yet, everyone's worshiping Jesus because Jesus is God. How? Oh, well, you got to believe this way and that way, just like the Democrats got to believe this narrative and they got to believe that narrative. But if you put the two narratives together, they cannot coexist. So you're telling me the Jesus God that was on the cross praying to the heaven God is the same heaven God that he's praying to as he's on the cross. Does that make any sense? And then when the disciples fell before his feet, worshiping Jesus, Jesus said, do not worship me, worship the Father. But yet, What does everybody do? Oh, you gotta worship Jesus in order to get to heaven. No, Jesus was an example of how to live your life. Jesus wasn't a God to worship. He was an example of how to get the fuck out of here. God. Example, not worship. Jesus said don't worship him. It's written in red. But yet, everybody in Jesus' name, amen. So, since everybody on earth here has been led to believe you got to pray through Jesus to get to God, I call it the Christ Lord or the Jesus God or the Jesus Lord and the Christ God. Who cares? One and the other is the same, right? But it sounds weird when you go the Jesus God or the Christ Lord. But y'all want me to tie the two together, so that's how I gotta do it, right, preacher man? Gotta worship Jesus, gotta go through Jesus to get to God. No, you gotta live like Jesus did, but you don't worship Jesus. See, that's the whole corny thing. Oh, but Jesus was born from an unfucked woman. I mean, a virgin. I'm just saying. You got to believe the unbelievable, but you can't believe the truth here. I mean, it just the truth is Jesus is not God. Jesus is not to be worshipped. Now he can be thanked for what he did. He did lose his life trying to show everybody how to live their life. Where's Seven Spaulding at when you need him? That's the smartest MF ever known. I'm just gonna let y'all know I have no one who has rule over me, period. No entity, no nothing has rule over me, period. I do not bow down to anything. I will not worship anything. I am not worshiping a God that lets me have a life like this. Oh, you should be thankful you wake up every day so you can repeat the same thing over and over and over. It's Groundhog Day every fucking day. I have lost my valid driver's license due to lawfare. Okay? I didn't do shit. So I've been sentenced to living on my property. I don't have any way to get out. I can't drive. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucked. I wish I was dead, you know? I have nothing going for me. I can't do. All my family's gone. My step family are a bunch of fucking thieves and bogus motherfuckers. Stole every bit of my inheritance. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I didn't think Seven would show up. That joke, that daggone little sissy ass bitch. That's what he is. He's a fucking sissy ass racist bitch. But look, guys, I don't go live anymore because I just don't. I don't. I've got to where I don't care anymore. I've said all I can say. I'm not gonna feed this AI with any more shit. This is already reading my mind all the time. Y'all know I'm telling the truth because you can sit there and look at your home feed and it'll be showing you videos of stuff you thought about. You don't even have to say nothing anymore. You just think it and it'll show up at your feed almost instantly sometimes. But yeah, I don't really like getting on here because I don't want to feed that AI any information on how I think stuff. Oh, Trump. I've warned for the first time I heard Trump tell his little story about the snake. I knew Trump was talking about he's the snake. That's his favorite story. Here we are, how many years later? You see the snake is in the house. He's fighting everything. It doesn't matter if you got left, right in. It don't matter if they're on the same narrative. Agenda 20, Agenda 25, Agenda 30. They're hitting every agenda mark like they need to. Curious story, guy. Suspicious guys. I've been praying for 48 years for the bad luck to be removed from my life and hadn't yet. That's all I asked for. Is all this bad luck to be taken away from me, Lord. Please, can you do it? So I just, I believe there's a creator. But I believe all this creation's been hijacked, including the religion. The religion's been hijacked into the left right paradigm. If you use free will, you'll wind up in hell. If you submit and be obedient, you'll get to be rewarded with heaven. What's so rewarded about having to worship and give praise for eternity? You know, for for what? For this little mist of time that we've just passed through in this earth realm. We're supposed to be so grateful for this little that we're willing to lay on our faces and worship a God forever. No, not happening here. I ain't worshiping no God that allows me to be put in situations that I'm in after I've been faithful. Look, I remember being in church in diapers. All right. I remember the preacher preaching. The first thing I remember as a young child was God said, worship no other gods than me. Then later on in life, I start realizing, hang on. God said don't worship any other gods. But these preachers are saying, worship Jesus in God's name. That's not making sense to my young mind. I'm like, how can you worship Jesus that isn't God when God said worship no other gods than him? So if you're putting Jesus before God, you're making Jesus a God. So you're putting Jesus before God. You see what I'm saying? And that's not what God said in Genesis. God said, worship no other God than me. Jesus, even if he was God in the flesh, He's still not the creator God. He's different than the actual Father God. He can be one and the same and all that, but he's still not the Father God. So therefore, you worship the Father God, which I'm not worshiping either. I'm thankful. Hey, man, you built some cool shit, man. I got to give you credit for that. But I ain't going to worship him for that. Fuck this shit. You know, I've had it. Oh, okay. Thank you. Man, I tell people, don't pray for me because I don't know what God you're praying to. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no voodoo God putting more voodoo on me. You know what I'm saying? I already got enough bad problems. I got a mother that's a millionaire that acts like she ain't got two nickels to rub together. Will not help me for shit. Could be capable of straightening me out forever, but cannot part with her worldly treasures. She lost $100,000. Yeah, I don't know where it went. Not to count the $10,000 stack she had in this drawer, $20,000 she had in that drawer, $10,000 underneath this lamp, $20,000 in the freezer, blah, blah. Just money everywhere. Somebody happened to evidently run across the $100,000 stack she had. I can't even afford to hide a quarter anywhere for hard times. You know, God. And this woman cannot loan me $100. She got she got $30,000 at her feet in her fucking cedar box. Another 10,000 in her nightstand by her head, 20,000 in her dresser drawer, but she can't help me out for $100. And to top it off, she ran off while we were in school, man. She didn't say goodbye. No, I'm fixing to get out of here. It's just me and my brother come home. She's gone. My dad worked. What did he work? Second shift. Like a. Oh, there's that. I was in the middle of a live stream about him. Is that Watch Woman? No. I saw the swords. I just, I don't care to be loved either. You know what I mean? I don't care. I have no feelings. But the only feelings I got anymore is anger, misery, suffering. I guess all that goes with poverty. Because I got plenty of stuff in my shop I can sell on the highway. The only problem is I cannot drive to the highway to sell my shit. That's the whole problem, man. There's seven. Hey, buddy boy. Why won't I call you? I did call you, hung up. Hey, I sent you an invite. Come on up here. look in your messages, hit the invite, and you can be up here on this live stream if you ain't a chicken shit, 7. Come on up. Talk to me man to man if you can. If you got any man in you, come on up. Come on up. Just look in your text message. I sent you a link. The link said, if you're not scared, little boy, it's what I typed in there. Because you're a little bitch, man. You're a little bitch. Oh, you wrote something in my chat that's upsetting me. Oh, there we go. You've never reached out to me, 7. Don't be sitting there doing your fucking Democratic lies. I've reached a year ago and a year before that. You're so full of shit. The whole reason Americans. Are you there?
Yeah, John. Yeah.
You know, you can go fuck yourself because I ain't never did anything wrong to you. You just want to be mad at me for some reason, and you make it your mission to take shit out on me. And I'm sick of it.
Okay.
I didn't do shit to you. I ain't done nothing wrong in your chat.
Well,
You just read shit and take shit the wrong way like a little bitch.
I know.
Yeah, you do know because you are.
Okay.
All right, I'm done. It pisses me off because I don't do anything to deserve what you dish out to me, 7.
I
I've
know.
got enough problems of my own. Then I gotta sit there and deal with some little hypocritical bitch like you sitting there making up bullshit like you reached out to me. I have reached out to you more than you've ever thought about reaching out to me, and you can't get off the phone quick enough when we do talk on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of need your help, but it's okay.
What do you need, 7?
Just your friendship, and for you to keep being a
I've tried
Skywalker.
that, and you stomp all over it all the time, so I
Well,
don't know how to help you there.
John, I'm trying to apologize. I mean, sometimes. Okay. Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm trying to learn, man. Okay.
7. When I'm sitting there, a member of your channel for a year, and I'm blocked, my rent is gone and everything out of your live stream for no reason at all.
Sorry.
And then I go on there on my John Boy ScrewTube channel, and you block it instantly too. What's up with that?
I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Apology nights.
They're doing us.
You're that sorry. Let me sorry for doing.
As soon as you're done yelling, never mind.
I'll tell you that because I'm mad. I've been mad for years. I'm sick of this fucking world, sick of the fucking goddamn.
Okay. Okay. My bad. Wow.
Wow. Hide. Is that what you're fixing to do? You can't stand up and face it like a man? Look, there is all sorts of internet between us. I wish I could talk to you face to face, 7. I really do.
Good.
Badass Cincinnati hoodlum. Man, you ain't made shit till you get the hold of a hillbilly that's mad.
Okay.
You think a fucking hood rat from Cincinnati can do something to a hillbilly? Let's try it. Let's do a pay-per-view, motherfucker. Bare hands. That's all we need. Bare hands. Barefoot, bare hands. Let's do it. I'll get a nickname Monkey Boy after I climb all over you.
Okay.
I mean, look, I'm sitting there, I'm fighting raccoons and
No,
squirrels and
it's
shit.
okay.
You
It's
think a
a
dadgum
no,
Cincinnati hood rat's
no.
gonna do anything?
Hey,
No.
hey, John, I'm about to get off the phone. I just,
Okay, good. Run, scary cat, run. You can't stand up. You can't stand up and speak for yourself. Just get
well,
on
I
here
mean,
and kind
first
of
off,
sound all sad and I'm sorry, God. If you can't accept my apology, then that's on you.
I can't
You
believe
play
you're
that
doing
little
this.
game. I understand it. You act like you're apologizing, and at the same time, you're trying to make it look like I'm the bad guy.
Well,
That
I
ain't
haven't
like
even
pulling
said
on
anything.
dragons. Huh? What? Seven, you just don't understand. I have been under the most tremendous stress of my life. I've got the whole fucking cop system of Henderson Police Department doing color law, depriving
Hey,
me of
John,
my
I think
right.
I think I'm gonna go. So,
Good. Bye. Don't let the fucking door hit you in the ass on your way out. Later.
okay,
If I could get rid of you, I'd do it. Just get off here. Bye.
okay.
Did the airwaves get any cleaner? No, I had a guy at work when I was working, pissed me off so bad. I told the boss if I can get him to sign a waiver, will you allow us to use this fenced in area? And I said, I want to beat the fuck out of this motherfucker. And if he tries to climb out of the fence, you fire him. You fire him. I was that mad. Man, I don't give a shit if violence does or doesn't do anything. I don't give a shit how anybody feels about anything. I am done with this fucking earth realm. Y'all understand? I'm sick of this fucking bullshit. Then you gotta put up people like Seven Spaulding that do no wrong, make others look like they're the ones that treated you bad. I paid a channel membership to that motherfucker for 12 months. I was a channel member, and he had me blocked and took my wrench away for no reason. I'm over there live streaming, I'm chatting, and nobody's saying anything. Then I realize I don't have a wrench. I'm like, hang on. You know, if you chat in the live stream, you go up there and select between top chat and all chat. So whatever you're on, just switch to the other. And if your chat's stuck, it'll still show. Well, I checked and nothing was showing that I was right. So then I went in there, John Boy ScrewTube channel, and I wrote, "Hey, I'm blocked on my John Boy channel." Then he blocked my John Boy ScrewTube channel. So then I went in there to my Squirrely Squirrel channel. I don't know if he blocked it or not, but that's when I went in there and told him I'm done. I don't know why he thinks he's the fucking gift of YouTube or what. Fucking motherfucker watches too much movies, man. And then he starts imagining in his mind. Then he gets on here and does live streams for 8, 10 hours, just rambling on, mixing in his ideas with the movie plot lines. I mean, God, that's not reality. Hey, Tony's. Well, Venus Cupcake is the problem. But Seven is so gullible. It's weird watching him. The obvious he's the most gullible to, like me. For some reason, I'm his arch enemy. I don't know why, but I am. For somebody like Venus Cupcake, oh, that's his best friend. But in the meantime, they're like Chinese hackers, and he gave them full channel control, like he's like they're the owner, right? And that's another thing. You get somebody that say I'm over there in Seven's channel, and he's mad at me. And all the people in this chat, they understand Seven's mad at me. If I go to another different channel and one of those people happen to be a moderator at the other channel that I'm cool with, because that moderator's mad at me over at Seven Spaulding's, they will block me on the other channel that has nothing to do with Seven Spaulding. But it has all to do because they're over there in this new channel and they're a moderator. I've had that happen so much. Fucking, what's his name? Enlightened Cafe did that shit to me. That's how my channel got fucked. Enlightened Cafe, that fucking faggot ass motherfucker. Spreading their gum BD everywhere. Fucking BD spreading son of a bitch. Set me up, said I porn spammed his channel. Fucking liar. He did it to himself and then said I did it. And then I had to take all the flack for it. I didn't do shit. The only person that did something back in that area was Super Dave for era. What I say area? Was Super Dave, man. Me, I just gave up, man. I couldn't put a video out without getting a strike, and it'd be the truth. Like they were saying, white people were attacking Asians. Well, I made a quick video, showed examples of Asian attacks, and they were the darkest skinned white people I ever seen with afros. They were black white people attacking these Asians. And I got a hate speech strike for that. For pointing out there's no white people attacking the Asians. So I get a strike, hate speech, for pointing out the truth. So that, I finally came to terms. There's no reason to get on YouTube anymore, period. Man, I don't give a shit if anybody gets along or picks sides. I ain't on no side. I don't give a shit about anything. I'm with the cool guy mafia. I quit school because they had recess. I don't play around, you know what I mean? I'm just done with it. I don't care. I ain't playing these fucking little games, especially that fucking little sissy ass Seven. That's what they ought to change his channel name to. Instead of Seven Spaulding, it ought to be Sissy Seven. I bet he wears French cut underwear. But anyhow, I just had enough of his bullshit. Had enough of it, man. He thinks his crap don't stink. I don't know what I said. I like Super Dave. I talk to him on the phone and stuff. Not recently. I mean, I text him once in a while. Kansas gal. You notice I ain't putting up it. Look, I can put up a short, and look, they top all my shorts off at 1,300. 1,300. They limited one of my shorts, and it went to 1,300. So if I got a short that's limited, and it still reaches what all my other shorts, but if I put up a regular video, I might get 20 views. It's pitiful. So that's why I put up shorts. I can get more views off a stupid coon or. Yeah, there goes Squirrely, man. She must. I bet a cat got a hold of her. Man, that thing caught her below the shoulder blade on her left shoulder, in her back mostly. I guess you call it the, what do you call it, back strap. And it looks like the big fang tooth. Looks like she got lucky and just ripped out. And it just ripped the skin where you can see where the bottom thing. I mean, it's hard to explain. You can see the puncture wounds. You can tell that cat had a bite, but she ripped the skin out for the big fang tooth where she got loose. But you could see all the claw marks in her from where the claws were poking in her everywhere. I'm talking about back legs, front legs, everywhere. She's a trooper. And I was going to put some triple ointment on it, and she was in there eating. And no sooner than I popped the cap on that little tube, I mean, it's like instant. As soon as that cap came off, she ran up that tree. I had to screw the cap back on. I threw the tube out in the yard so she wouldn't smell it. She did not like the smell of that triple ointment, antibiotic ointment. Man, I'm gonna tell you, there ain't nothing worse than a raccoon. The people next door raised one, and that thing, you can't run it off. It's into everything. It's tore out every potted plant I've got 5 times each. I'm getting sick of it, man. I'm about ready to put it in a cage and haul it off or blow its head off. One of the two. I hate to do it, but that thing got a hold of me the other day, and for 2 days my hand's been bleeding. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Ouija's gotten old. She's not as active as she used to be. She don't want to hardly do anything anymore. A long, long time ago, somebody had a coon that they're going to get rid of. I was like, man, I'll take it. He's like, look, I'll let you keep it for a few hours and then you tell me if you want it. Man, I didn't keep that coon an hour and I brought it back to that dude. I was like, here, man, I don't really want a coon. Because, man, you put a coon in a house and this one was really tame. But they open up every cabinet, anything, they're into everything. I'm like, no. And then another time, same dude, he had a ferret. And I'm like, hey, dude, I wouldn't mind having that ferret. He's like, well, check it out for a few hours. Man, it wasn't but a couple hours. I had that ferret back to that dude. I was like, dude, I don't want a ferret either. You ever have a ferret get in a couch? I didn't know a ferret could find holes to do that, man. That thing wound up in the back springs of the couch and shit. It's like, oh God. I spent half my time trying to get that ferret out of shit. So I was like, all right, I don't want a ferret. I don't want a coon. Squirrels are cool. I've had deer walk up to my hands. I've had my hand out, going, come here, doing your fingers. And I've had them walk up to me and sniff my fingers. Hell, up in Paris, Tennessee, I was sitting there exploring in the woods. And I come around this little bend, and man, I thought they were horses at first. They were they wasn't ponies, but they wasn't big enough to be horses. I'm like, what the hell? And I got around enough that I could see they were some sort of elk or something. But I was within 4 foot of them. And they just turned around and kind of looked at me and they just kept on munching on the berries on that tree they were eating on. It was weird as hell. It was like I was with tame horses. But they were, I guess, mule deer. I don't know. They were they were bigger than ponies but smaller than horses. But they were like a deer. It was weird. But I was right there beside them. Man, I've had deer. I've been out in the woods. I ran up on 7 deer one time, and I was about probably 30 foot from them. And we were face to face. They were all facing me, and I was facing them, so I just stood there. One of them came out. They were lined up side by side, 7 of them. One of them came out, came all the way up to me, sniffed my hand, turned around, walked back to the other 6 deer that were standing there. All 6 of them are looking at that one deer. That one deer kind of turned his head around, looked at me, looked back at them, and like shook his head, yeah. And they went back to grazing. They just started eating grass like I wasn't even standing there. Crazy. Don't ever try to catch a fox. I don't know. I know little ferrets get everywhere. Watch woman, that thing had me on the hood of my truck for 30 minutes the other day. That thing got inside my International Scout. I got old 70 International Scout. He got stuck in that thing just last night. Ripped all my seats apart. God, I'm sick of it. I ain't lying, man. I don't want to kill it, but man, it's making me mad enough. I'm about ready to. I hate to do it, but the coon's name is Moon Pie. Hell, I've had some sort of little yellow bird, or not little, it's like the size of a little bit smaller than a mockingbird, but about the size of a mockingbird, but it was yellow. And one of them thing would not leave me alone, man. For 3 days, it pestered me while I was working on this truck. It would land on my shoulder. It would sit there and land on my hand while I was sanding like the bed of the truck. And I had my hand up on top of the bed rail. That thing would land on the bed rail and get on my hand and get on the mirror of the door and get on my shoulder. For 3 days, man, that bird hung around me. I don't know why. It was crazy. I've saved a bunch of hummingbirds, man. Ain't nothing around here had shots. I'm telling you, man, these shots they give the animals, they tell you gotta give your dogs these shots, man. It changes how your dogs are. The only thing Ouija got was her, was it 7-1 when she was a puppy? I ain't giving her a rabies shot. I will not give a dog a rabies shot ever again because it changes them. That rabies shot is something else more than a rabies shot, I believe. Look, don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about anything because I ain't going there. Look, I've already told people. I believe so truly in what I believe in, I'm willing to die believing it. If you think you're going to stick a needle in my arm, you're going to have to stick it in my dead arm because you ain't sticking it in my arm while I'm alive. You know what I mean? I'm not having anything done to me against my will. My willpower comes before anybody else's wishes. That's just how it is. You can threaten me, you can do whatever. I ain't bending. I will stand my ground to the death if I believe it to be true. You know what I mean? I will stand on truth till I'm dead. And there ain't nothing more powerful than somebody that's standing on their true belief. That's one my boss one time, he got mad. He was yelling at me or something. He said something, and I told him, I'm not a sinner. You are too a sinner. I said, no, I'm not. Everybody's a sinner. I'm like, I'm not. I'm not going to get that mindset that I'm no more than a sinner and that's all I'll ever be, no matter if I'm sinning or not. I'm always going to be a sinner. That's so stupid. That's the stupid ideological bullshit I've ever heard in my life. That's like these alcoholics. One's an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Well, I mean, you can look back at one point in my life and say, hey, John Boy was an alcoholic. But you look at me now, you can't tell, and I didn't have a problem then. I chose to drink. I just chose to. I didn't care. I just chose to. I could quit when I wanted. It wasn't a physical need. It was a mental need. Like I said, I ain't drank anything, I don't know, 4 months or probably longer. Who knows? I've got 15 gallons of moonshine out there I could be drinking on, and I ain't touched a drop. So for an alcoholic to call me an alcoholic, said Spaulding, it's such a stupid motherfucker. I got 15 gallons of moonshine, I ain't drank a drop of it, and got a motherfucker sneaking tall boys during a live stream gonna call somebody else an alcoholic. Really? Really? That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I think they're putting hormones in the feed, you know, like the pill. Because my dog ain't never been around a male dog. She's going on 11 years old, and she's been lactating for half her life. I ain't lying. She's right now, her milk glands are so swollen, milk's dripping everywhere. She ain't been in heat in 5 years or better. But yet, twice a year I gotta go through 4 months. And I ain't lying, this is not an exaggeration. 4 months of lactating, then she'll get a couple months of not lactating, and then another 4 months of lactating. got to be something in there, some food. Well, Will, you don't need to unless you want to. You know what I'm saying? Unless you had a problem with it. I found the first time I really stopped drinking, that's when I was around a lot of people. So I'm a loner anymore. I don't have any friends. I don't have anybody I talk to. But I remember back in the day when I first stopped drinking, back when I was doing a lot of drinking, I'd go to people's apartments, they'd have a party going on. They're like, "Here, you want a beer?" I'm like, "I don't want a beer." "Well, here, you got to have a beer." I'm like, "I don't want a beer." And they go to twist the top. I go, "If you twist the top, I'm not drinking it." They'd twist the top and hand it to me. And I just set it on the table. Be a full beer sitting there. People didn't understand. I didn't want to drink. But it ain't no thing for me. I like cooking with beer. But I don't, if I do, like I said, if I do drink anything, it's going to be like one shot or maybe two shots. And that's it. I don't drink to get drunk. I drink, if I do drink anything, it's over 100 proof. That way it's medicinal. To clean out your blood, you know what I mean? If it's flammable, it's a sanitation. I'm sure it would. I made some iodine using, I got like some 150 proof. What was that? I made orange, apple, uh, shit, I forgot, elderberry, muscadine, blackberry, uh, I can't remember, grape, peach, pineapple. I don't know. I got so many different flavors. I got one that's 150 proof, and I've been aging it on smoked cherry wood. That stuff's got like the man. I don't know how to explain it. It's an amber glow. I call it what is the name of it? Apple. Oh, hard. What do I call it? Super hard apple cider. Wait a minute. Super hard apple cobbler cider or something. I can't remember. It's got nutmeg, cinnamon, all that in it. It's good. At 150 proof, it don't even burn your mouth or throat or nothing. It's smooth. I just sampled some of that's the last thing I sampled was that about probably 4 months ago. I guess that's what it was. Because it's so much trouble to get to. Well, the stuff I got, it's weird, man. The way I did it, I used magnets during the distillation. It doesn't get you mind drunk. You feel sober in your mind, you're just staggering everywhere. If you overdo it, it's the weirdest thing. Your body's drunk, but your mind's not. If that makes any sense. Something to do with the magnet. This year, I'm still on the street. No, I'm gonna shut up. I better shut up. I don't want to incriminate myself on this tag of YouTube. I'm gonna shut up. I can't say as much as I want to. I just can't say it. Oh God, you know, if anybody, I mean, I know, well, I don't know why I'm saying it. If anybody's watching the live stream, why does it still look like Seven's up there? I mean, I'm still split screen or something. What the hell? Huh, I don't know. But, you know, it's just how it is. You got some people who want people to feel sorry for them all the time. Yeah, it's already happened here, Buckeye. That's what I was kind of say. So far, 1 pound from one seed. That's crazy. And I'm not done yet. That's just crazy. 1 pound from one seed, and I still got stuff going. From one seed. Crazy as hell, man. I know people backstab. That's all I've ever had to deal with is a bunch of backstabbing MFers. They'll stab you in the back to get ahead at work. They'll stab you in the back to get ahead in line at McDonald's. It don't matter, man. It's just fucking. I gave up, man. Fuck this world. I don't care anymore. Y'all, look. This October the 9th is going to be the second Thursday in Henderson, or the second Thursday of the month. They have town meetings. I'm fixing to go in there and address this town of Henderson, let them know that I'm fixing to be a millionaire because of them, because they're depriving me of my rights under the color of law. I'm gonna let the mayor know, hey, you realize that your police department has conspired with the judicial system and conspired with Nashville to have my license, my ballot license suspended for no reason at all. And I'm gonna tell them, look, y'all need to get them reinstated real quick, and I'll knock a couple million off the lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? I need my license back. I cannot function. I am not a member of society whatsoever. I'm. I can't. I can't. I can't support myself. But you hear me on here begging for money? I sure need to be. Man, I've thought about it. Thought about it. I thought about doing a begathon. I need to. I need to eat. I'm tired of starving. Tired of it, man. I'm tired of paying $10 a pound for fucking meat, $22 for a $5 can of coffee, $5 for a dollar dozen of eggs, $6 for a $2 pack of bacon. I mean, come on. Damn. You can buy gas by the gallon cheaper than you can buy milk by the gallon nowadays. It's crazy as hell. Crazy. But Arizona tea is still 99 cents a can. I really wish I could do a cannabis channel. This year would have been a crazy channel. It would have been called the Mobile Garden. Luckily, I was stuck at home, and I didn't spend all that time not doing anything. I spent all year chasing the sun, man. I live out in the woods. I only get sun in certain spots at certain hours, right? So I had to take all my plants and put them in the sun and chase that sun all day long. I'm moving through 16 plants in 3 to 5 gallon buckets, moving 16 plants 8 times a day, all day long, over I'd say 175-foot stretch. It's crazy. And then still doing that, I was only getting about in right in midsummer, I was getting maybe 8 hours of sun. Nowadays, I'm gonna be quiet. I don't want to incriminate myself. But I'm gonna tell you some of this stuff is weird. It's one mother plant. I did all these clones off of it, right? And there was 3 different variations of how the clones grew and what they produced. And the taste is different in all of them too. But one of them, I don't know if it's because I had it. You know how a Spiger magnet is round with a hole in the center of it? I had one of the plants growing up through the center of that magnet. And I don't know what it did to the flower, but if you try to smoke on it, as soon as you take the first hit, you can feel tingling go through your whole body. It's crazy. Man, it's just crazy. Some of it tastes like black pepper and goes to grape. Some of it tastes like pine and goes to lemon. Some of it tastes like they're gonna burnt foam. I ain't lying, man. All natural, nothing, never sprayed any kind of insecticide or nothing. I did learn this though. In my soil around there, I put 3 in the ground, right? Man, those drank more water than the ones in the pots. And the one that was in the tent drank the less. But the ones outside, man, it was crazy. You know how many gallons of water I was going through a day? I ran out of rainwater, and look, I got 2 55-gallon drums, a 275-gallon tank, and I had like 7 5-gallon buckets. Mm, it was crazy, man. We had a drought, man. Look, the last time it really, well, we just had some rain a couple of days ago, or how long ago was that? A week, maybe a week ago. But it hadn't rained since like the end of June. I'm serious, man. It didn't hurt. We might have got some sprinkles in July and got some sprinkles in August, and we didn't get a rain till I guess about a week ago. So we went almost 3 months without rain, man. We're in extreme drought out here where I'm at. Oh man, you ain't joking, man. That sun is like it's like getting underneath a heat lamp, man. That stuff will burn through 8 layers of clothing and still burn your skin. Man, I ain't never seen the sun that hot. I mean, it's hotter than shit. And look at it in the morning. It's white as hell. And in the afternoon. And then today, look, it's blue skies, right? One of these big old white, loud ass jumbo jets is usually spraying. It wasn't spraying. And look, they're not even 4,000 feet in altitude. So, I mean, when I can see detail like I see, that's not a plane cruising at 30,000 feet. Thing's not even a mile high. But I'm seeing it in clear blue sky disappearing and reappearing like it's going behind clouds. But everything's blue up there. I'm like, this is time not to have the camera again. But yeah, they, there's so much shit they've sprayed in the sky that, I mean, I got a strike for this, or was it a strike, or was it? It was something. They took the video down. I don't know if I got a strike. They just took it down. But the title of it was "Chemtrails in My Driveway." Because every time it rain, after it rained, I get this white residue that starts coming up everywhere, and it looks just like the shit in the sky. So I just did a short video and called it "Chemtrails in My Driveway," and they didn't like that shit. You can tell when you're hitting. Look, there's so much shit in the sky. It's got to come down. We're breathing. We're in a fogger all the time. We're breathing this crap in. Think about it. Everybody thinks the world's so big. All right, let's just say the world is flat. Let's simplify it. Let's just say the world is flat. Let's say the world is 3,000 miles across. All right. Our atmosphere ain't but 7 miles high. So look at how 3,000 miles, if you're standing in the middle of that, you got 1,500 miles to your right, 1,500 miles to your left, and 7 miles up to outer space. What? Think about it. There's not much atmosphere above the ground, round or flat. I'm just trying to point it out. If you look at the scale of how thin our atmosphere is to the surface, spread out over 3,000 miles, compared 3,000 miles, 7 miles high, and then they're doing all that spraying in between that 7 miles, man, the sky just ain't right. None of the clouds, nothing. But then, look, I've been researching. I watched some like old wagon train. That stuff was done in the 50s. They had the same clouds we're seeing now back in the 50s. According to that, unless AI's gotten there and generated stuff into the old stuff to make it look normal, which I don't doubt. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. Oh, yeah. And what I grew was called black gorilla. It was a cross between, what was it? Gorilla glue, some sort of blue Hawaiian, and whiteberry. I got one right now. That thing smells. And look, it's a clone. Like I said, all of them changed. I mean, it's weird. I guess the generation showed up in different limbs, more stronger than other generations. It's like the generations got separated out by individual clones. I don't know how to explain that. But I got one right now. I haven't harvested yet. It smells like Fruit Loops. Man, it smells like Fruit Loops, man. I'm like, man, ain't this crazy? Someone chopped that one in the morning. Yeah. You ought to be honest with you, there ain't nothing we can do about either of the polls. Everything we do about it's guesswork. We're just guessing off what they're telling us. Who knows what's real? Who knows? Who knows? All I know is we live in a world of black magic and demons. Yep. Hell, China's fixing to put up satellites like Elon did. So that means there'll be more countries and private companies. Next thing you know, you're gonna be out in your yard and damn satellite's gonna fall on your head. It's gonna be so much junk up there. However that works. You know, I hear Dabu talk about people say space ain't real. Well, it ain't. It is, but it ain't. Space, every bit of everything we know is due to perception. What we have been led to believe or what we have learned to believe. It's all perception. So if you believe space is this vast thing of emptiness that goes on forever and ever, and there's Klingons and Romulans and daggum whatever was in Star Wars out there, it could be in your perception, in your reality. That's real to you. So therefore, there you go. It's all about perception. There's no one reality here. It's multiple realities. We all live separate realities. No reality is the same. You cannot find one reality between everybody in this world. There's not one reality that's exactly the same. Because you might have got treated by a certain race of people a certain way, and that changed your perspective a certain way. So that reality is not going to be the same unless somebody else had that same experience. But then they got something else that's changed their reality that you didn't have. See what I'm saying? So there's no two exact realities that ever exist, ever. Never. It can't happen. It's like snowflakes. There's not supposed to be two of any kind. And that's how reality is. There's no one reality. We all just live on this stage. See what I'm saying? It's like an impromptu stage, except for they got the script and they know where they're going with it, and we're just the audience that's caught up in it. Huh. You know, I've always, since I was a kid, I've always, for some reason, Ryan's belt to this day. That's what I always look at. I don't look up for the North Star, I just look for Ryan's belt. But I could have swore when I was a kid, those stars are stacked up more on top of each other. Now one of them's off a whole lot. But I swear when I was a kid, they were stacked up on top of each other. So I don't know what to think about that. I don't know what to think about anything. And these orbs, man, like that Boogosphere, they're showing that video of it. They're trying to say, well, there's a drone they had cropped out. You know, there's the drone hanging this silver ball below it, blah, blah, blah. You know, it could have been or whatever, but I have seen those silver balls myself at treetop level about, I don't know, I'd say probably a quarter mile away. And they look just like what's in that video. They don't move. They move. The one I saw kept an even altitude, but it kind of had this weird, like, slow down speed. You know, I don't know how to explain. It didn't have a consistent speed. It was like it would be going and it's like slow and it catches. I don't know how to explain it. But I've seen them with my own eyes at treetop level, you know, and I know they exist, but I don't know if that bogus sphere is real. Then you got that dude in Panama supposed to have found that meteorite that's got lighter fluid flames burning up out of the crater. It kind of reminds me of there's some dude in Russia that sat there and fertilized a chicken egg with some human sperm and made this thing called a Hercules, or whatever you call it. Humongous, humus. It's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know what to think about it. The daggum, the flames coming up out of the crater, though, that was gas flames. And that was, no. But the way he's got some good special effects going. Unless, I'm telling you, unless somehow or another, because you got, all right, what do they call this shit? I'm seeing it on like these cannabis channels, but they got these people that they can take the cells of a plant and put it on a petri dish. And then when it's time to sit there and make those cells turn into a plant, they do whatever and it turns into a plant. But you can store this plant material practically indefinitely on these petri plates. And I'm just wondering if he did something like that. He's got some sort of organism growing that just, who knows? Who knows? And he touches it with his own hands. You know what I mean? Just weird. I wish they'd say what it feels like. You know, as he touching it, it looks like it's jelly, like a slug, like right. But what if in actuality, when you touch it, it feels like sandpaper and dry, even though it looks wet and slimy? You know what I mean? What does it feel like? Is it cold? Is it warm? What's the texture like? You know. And then they got all these drones going on over, where is it, Denmark? Something. I'm gonna tell you. Shit. They're not strike that up more than twice. I ain't lying, that's some of that stuff. Puff, puff, put it down. You don't have to touch it for a few hours. Ooh, believe me, I ain't smoked anything in years. Cause the corner drugstore guy around here started selling CBD, acting like it was some daggone medical. I got tired of getting took for my money. I'm buying what I think is the real stuff, and I'm getting daggone CBD. People are like, you can't tell the difference. The hell you can. CBD doesn't do anything for me. Now this stuff here is weird. I mean, I don't understand how it works. This thing will make you hungry. It'll suppress your appetite. It'll help you sleep. It'll couch lock you, or you can get shit done. And it doesn't. I don't know how to explain it. It's whatever mindset you're in at the time. Like if you need to sleep, smoke a little before you go to bed. You're gonna sleep all night. You want to chillax, smoke a little. You're gonna chillax. You need to get something done, smoke a little. You're gonna get something done. You might. And look, this is the weirdest thing. I was sitting there. I was out in the yard. I was getting all sorts of shit done. Right. I'm like, damn. I'm dragging my feet like an MFer, but I'm getting a lot of shit done. But my feet are dragging. It's just, but it wasn't slowing me down. That's what I'm saying. It's the weirdest shit. I've never. And then I don't know. It's supposed to be indica, but it gives you a sativa. I don't know. It's like 28 to 34% THC. You know what I'm saying? I was, if I hadn't lost my job, I was gonna get a different strain of some OG alien technology. And I was gonna try to get a, I was gonna get regular seed so I could get a male plant. I wanted to breed a OG alien technology with the black gorilla and get my own cross going. I wanted to start making seeds and stuff. I was fixing to, when I get into something, I get into it. I can't stop sometimes. That's why I got 15 gallons of moonshine. Oh, yeah. Hey, sugar pills work a lot of miracles. You know what I'm saying? But that's what weed was designed for, man. Weed is an herb, is a medicinal herb. It's very beneficial for you, man. It's help. I mean, it helped me from getting mad at 7. That's one thing. That's one thing when I get on my beliefs. There's no influences that can change my beliefs. So I can get mad when I'm high and happy. But it's because this I don't know. Well, that's kind of what this black gorilla is, but it's more indica leaning as far as growing. I bet I lost. They call it bud rot, but it's actually some sort of worm. I put it on my posts. I had a picture of it and the name of it. I can't remember it now, but it turns into a moth. And this little, I guess the moth goes over there and lays an egg like the first or second week of flower, and you don't see that shit. And that shit, that when that worm hatches or whatever, it doesn't hatch until probably the fourth or fifth week after there's more flour. You know what I mean? And that worm's way down there in the bud. What do you call it? Stomata. That's by the stem, and it stays down there in the bottom side against that stem. And it just sits there and it eats and poops and it eats and poops and it poops a lot. And that poop is what causes the mold. Now I'm sure you can get moisture bud rot, but most bud rot is due to that fucking little caterpillar thing, man. I've discovered it. I mean, I figured it out. Because one year that's why I stopped like, I don't know, 6 years ago. Everything I spent all summer growing was ruined. And that shit don't show up until the end. And then by the end, when you start seeing it, that's when that little worm's done turned into a little moth. And you'll see where the moldy shit is. You'll find a round hole. That's where that motherfucker done come out. And there ain't no saving nothing on that shit. Because those little, one worm gets in there and it shits up a pile of poop. Yeah, the edibles, man, it gives you a different high. I ain't tried it with real THC. I've tried the CBD edibles and got so high before. I was like, damn. You know, matter of fact, I got some CBD gummies I bought like 2 months ago. I haven't touched them. That's like, I almost got a pound, and today I've only smoked maybe a joint and a half. I mean, it don't take much. I was mad. No, I stay mad. I was born mad. I ain't lying. I remember I remember the day I was born. I ain't lying, man. People say, "Oh, you can't remember that." I most certainly can. It was the most traumatic point of this life was realizing I was here and wondering where I was at and why was I here. I remember that. I'm like, where am I and what am I doing here? I remember thinking that. God, I remember. And then I figured it out, man. Y'all can't hear me because I'm in here trying to make some coffee. But I figured it out, man. When I was a kid, up to, I don't know, probably less than 5. But they take, you know how kids got to go to the doctor. I remember I used to have to go to the doctor. You know, they had them big old wide tongue suppressor, you know, popsicle stick things. That doctor would stick that thing in my mouth. I'd bite it in half. Then he'd try to get it out, and I'd bite his fingers. And it took all the nurses and my dad hold me down. I hated. I just fought them doctors. It didn't hit me till a couple weeks ago. I was like, damn, now I know why. Subconsciously, I didn't realize all this time the reason why when I was a kid and I went to the doctors, I was biting those tongue depressors off was because I remember being born into this world, and that's what I saw when I first came in was these doctors. Yeah. So I figured that out just a couple of weeks ago. I was like, that explains why I hated them. It ain't like I was scared of them. I was mad at them when I was a kid, and nobody could figure it out. And it just absentmindedly hit me one day. I wasn't even thinking about it. It just hit me. I'm like, oh shit. Because I remember being wrecked there. And then I wound back here, but in the middle of a wreck. If that makes any sense. Oh man, my nose got stopped up. But yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you what today Sugar leaves are so good. You can sit there and roll you up one, with sugar leaves, and it tastes good. And it does you pretty good too. I mean, it's weird. This stuff got so much frost all over it. It's crazy. Too bad I can't share it on YouTube. You can't even say the M word on YouTube or you get flagged. You're not really supposed to say cannabis, but the M word, the marijuana, is a no-no. And then what I don't get, look, they did a poll. 67% of Americans approve of legalizing weed. That's Republican and Democrat. They even broke down how many Democrats agreed. But 67% of Americans are going full force, hell yeah. And but yet the lawmakers, that's stupid shit. We should not have lawmakers. We should have people's voice representationers. You know, not lawmakers. But anyhow, they're saying, we gotta protect the kid. What the hell? Why does all of a sudden, if you're not using kids to harvest the adrenochrome and shit from, you got to protect them. Why? So you have a more pure kid to get the adrenochrome from? I mean, they don't worry about kids. They worry about trafficking kids and getting them to where they can use the kids. But then they use kids as a tool for stopping a beneficial thing like weed. I'm telling you, man. It helps on post traumatic stress disorder. It helps on a lot of shit. What the hell am I watching here? I ain't got the volume on. Marinets. You know what I was thinking about this the other day too, because they got Grizzly Adams coming on anymore, right? I'm like, huh. Grizzly Adams. The whole show is founded on a man running from the law wanted for murder. But he's the good guy in the show that gets along with the animals. So they made a show out of a fugitive. I mean, what? Like the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger's supposed to be a good guy, but he's a bad guy. He's a good bad guy. He's a good guy for the people, but he's a bad guy for the police. Does that make any sense? Or the law, I should say, not police. Hang on, y'all, I'm making some coffee. Yeah, I'm just to the point, man. I don't give a shit anymore. My dad's dead. My brother's way down 7 hours away. My mom's 7 hours away. I've secluded myself to where I don't know anybody. I mean, I know people, but I don't know people to where I can go, hey man, I need a ride. You give me a ride. I'm just fucked. I can't do nothing about nothing. That's the crazy thing. I need to be able to get around. I need to get to Memphis, but I can't drive. I don't have any money to give anybody gas and time money, for doing it. If I could find somebody, I don't even know who I could get to haul me 180 miles to Memphis. That's an all day deal, I mean, somebody want to do that just to, hey, yeah, man, I'll do that for nothing for you. I'm fucked. Yeah, that's Dukes of Hazzard. That's where I learned how to drive. I started watching Dukes of Hazzard before I got my driver's license. What's that hemp tuna? I never heard of that. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the problem is, big pharma wants to make some money. They don't want something that really works. But but if that thing that really works is trying to get out there to the people, big pharma's trying to figure out how to get their hands on it first, so they're the ones that bring it out to the people. That's how come you got all this crazy shit going on, man. There's more illegal China grows in America than Americans growing in America. And these Chinese are bringing over some shit, pesticides and stuff. They're like forever chemicals. They spray it on that weed and it's always on in that weed. You know what I mean? So, man, it's crazy, man. That's why I was like, man, I've got some Tabasco peppers going too, but I got them started too late. Right now, they're barely starting to yellow. I'm like, man, I hope they turn red for. But I'll probably have to put it inside with, the thing I got. I staged out. All right, I made like a mother plant. Then I had like 33 clones. That's a lot of fucking clones. And I thought, well, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other, right? Then all of a sudden, I lost my job. I'm like, oh hell, I ain't got no way to get to the job. I ain't got no way to drive. I ain't got no way to find a job. I ain't got no way to get the job. I'm like, I gotta do something. And I was kind of doing this as a hobby at first. I was gonna sit there, like I said, do a little breeding program. But when I lost my job, I was like, huh, I need some income. And I thought, well, hell, it'd be over 4 months before, well, not 4 months. It's going to be, let's see. This particular one took 8 to 10 weeks. And then you got your harvest time or your drying time. Then you got your cure time. I'm in the cure time. But I decided when I got fired for needing to take care of personal business, got fired on the weekend, man. Got a text on Monday morning say, don't come to work. Didn't see that one coming. So I was like, oh shit, forget the breeding program. It's time to go in the money program. So, anyhow, out of 33 clones, some of them didn't make it or whatever, and some of them I just didn't, worry about. But I wound up down to, what was it, 16 main, and then I forgot 10 others to the side there. I gave one of them away, and A couple of them died because they just wasn't rooting right or whatever. I don't know. But anyhow, all said and done, I'm still dealing with like 8. I've got a pounding cure. I've still got 8 of them. Well, I've got 6 of them, 7 of them. I'm fixing to harvest tomorrow, and I got one that won't be ready for another. It's about 3 weeks into flowering now, so I got another 5 to 7 weeks to go. All that off one seed. And the one I got going now, man, the last one, man, I sat there. It looks weird as shit. I did some. You know how a lot of people like to top that stuff? I don't. I don't like topping. So I sat there and took the main stem and I ran it all the way around the perimeter of the, what was that, a 10-gallon pot? Man, that thing looks, it's going to be crazy. I bet I get a half pound off just that one when it gets done. So I mean, that ain't bad for, that's what I'm saying. Do you go by, I mean, people go by how much weight they get off one plant. But I'm looking at it as, well, if I plant one seed and get this much weight because of one seed, isn't a clone just an extension of the plant? I mean, well, the hooch takes too, well, all of it takes too long. Because with the moonshine, you got to sit there and ferment that. I mean, I know you watch the moonshiners, they're like, they ferment it and it's done in a week or 2 weeks. I used to be a winemaker, so I'm used to fermenting stuff out for, a year, keeping it under airlocks and let the sediment get down. I used to make some of the clearest wine you ever seen. I made some pear wine once that was 21% alcohol. It was way up there. No, it was 19.8%. That's what it was. Because I used champagne yeast, and I'd put a lot of extra sugar in my wine, and I could put, what was it, 5 pounds of sugar. Well, no, I'm taking it back. I was putting 4 pounds of sugar per gallon, and I was still making a dry wine. I'd make 5 gallons, 4 pounds per gallon, so that's 25 pounds of sugar. Wait a minute. 20 pounds of sugar in 5 gallons, and I'd still make it come out like a 0.998, below weight. It'd be a dry wine. It'd use up every bit of that sugar. Now, I've tried the wild lettuce. I must not have done it right. I actually had some opium going, but that stuff is finicky as hell. And then when I finally got it established, fucking raccoon ate it. Pissed me off. And then the tobacco I was growing, I thought, I bought tobacco seed. I bought 2 different kinds, yellow curly and then some other kind. I can't remember. The yellow curly turned out to be Chinese cabbage, and the other kind of tobacco turned out to be mustard greens. pissed me off because I was expecting I was going to grow a crop of tobacco and I was going to cure it out and everything. Yeah, I didn't get tobacco seeds like I bought. Oh yeah, there's like 6,000 additives in a cigarette. They put everything you can think of because this is how their thinking is. You're gonna be addicted to one of the things out of those 6,000 things, and it'll make you keep coming back to that cigarette. They put sugar in them. If you're addicted to sugar, you get some sugar crystals in there, and you're addicted. It's crazy. Man, Manic's gonna tear up that Cuda. You were driving around in a 70 Cuda back when that show was new. That was a new car. Man, I look one time when I first started trying that wild lettuce. Man, I guess I smoked too much. I started tasting the latex on my breath. I mean, I could I could feel the latex in my body. It was weird. But the way I would do it, man, I'd go up there, I'd get my pocket knife out, I'd stretch the stem, I'd let that milk start running out of it, right? And when there's enough milk running out of it, I'd get my cigarette and I'd run my cigarette through that milk. And then I'd set my cigarette on the dash of my car and let that milk dry on the side of it. And then I'd light it up. I mean, it worked. I like doing it that way. But the way I did do it, where I was actually tasting the latex on my breath, was, those stems are hollow, right? You can smoke the stems too. So what I was doing, I was using the stems as a pipe, and I was packing the stems with the leaves that I dried out, and that way you can smoke the leaves with the pipe. You know what I'm saying? The stem and the pipe at the same time. And I was really, I guess, overdosing on it. All I know is I was like, I better stop because I was coughing. I mean, I was hacking fucking that daggum, I guess the latex. I had so much in my system. But I mean, I got like rheumatoid arthritis. So it was kind of working. And I was like, well, maybe I need a little more because it was kind of working. Not like I'd like it to. I'd like to find some ghost pipe. I found some once and I didn't realize what it was. And I thought, man, that looks dangerous. I mean, anything that looks that dead and that's living, I thought, you better not touch that. Then I find out ghost pipe is a medicinal pain reliever, kind of like opium. It's an actual pain block. And I ain't been able to find ghost pipe since. But look, I get all these little psychedelic, the magic mushrooms. I ain't never done mushrooms. These things grow in my yard all the time, wherever a squirrel pees or anything. It's where I can pee somewhere, and later on, a few days later, I can go over where I pissed at, and there'll be some of the magic mushrooms. The dog can pee somewhere, and there'll be some showing up. I'm telling you, man. I think this whole world operates off the magic mushroom principle. What works is the body flush. Ghost pipe. Well, I made some homemade iodine out of that's what I was saying earlier. I can't remember what moonshine it was. It was like 150 proof. But I used black walnut hulls, and that makes your iodine. And you can also use it as a dewormer. I bought them. I haven't canned it up, but I got these little 10 milliliter dropper bottles. I think they're 10. They might be 20. But I bought like, I don't know, a 50 pack of them. I just haven't got around to doing it because my mind. I just, I'm tired, man. I'm so fucking tired of thinking. All I know is what's going on in this world doesn't really matter. There's nothing we can do about it. Nothing at all. Then you got all these church attacks and stuff going on. Oh, oh, really? Also, if you take it eternally, I got you. That's like, what is it? I can't remember now. But you got certain stuff out there. What is it? Burdock? Is that what it is? It kind of reminds you of greens in a way, except for it's a big old leaf. It's got like reddish veins and stuff in it. That's a blood purifier. I'm gonna tell you, one time I made some greens. I turned greens and I found one plant of that burdock. I think it's called burdock. But anyhow, I put I don't know how many leaves, but put some of those in there. Man, you could tell that shit did something when you ate it. You could feel it in your body. But it was supposed to be a blood purifier. There's other stuff. That's like sassafras root. I think it's supposed to be like some sort of blood purifier too. But it's a carcinogenic, says the scientist. Because they fed a poor rat 20 something pounds of fucking sassafras root and it died. I wonder why. I mean, they fed a rat fucking a root diet of sassafras. What do you think's going to happen to it? For a human to get what that rat ate, you'd have to eat 25 pounds of root a month, you know? So they label it bad, but it takes 22 pounds or more to be bad. But when they label it bad, just one speck of it is bad now, you know? It's the way they do shit, man. They use words and spells. It's crazy. That's why, man, I'm telling you, man, a long time ago when I had to deal with these stupid ass cops in another county, they're trying to interrogate. Cop asked me, is there any firearms in the premises? I said, no. Then the other cop goes, you gotta watch how you ask him questions. He knows how to word his answers. Well, yeah, you better know how to word your answers. So then that cop re-asked me. He goes, are there any firearms on the property anywhere? I go, oh yeah, there's a shotgun out in the shop. Because they're going to find it. They had every cop in the force all over hearsay. Back then it was my ex-wife. It was a long story. I wound up having to take care of her for a minute. And she was a drunk from hell, and I got tired of her drinking. And I had to get her out of there. And for some reason, her pointing out an unused bong on the shelf caused me to get put in handcuffs. The whole drug task force come strip my house apart, strip my shop apart, go through my whole yard over hearsay because my wife told them I'm growing marijuana. There wasn't nothing. There was no weed of any kind in my house. All they found was 28 grams of seeds. 28 grams of seeds, an unused bong, and hearsay I'm growing weed. And they said I'm the supplier for Fayette County. They interrogated me for 4 hours. They're trying to get me to squill on people. They're trying to get me to set up people. I'm like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I mean, fuck you, pig. Told me, time for you to get out of that hot seat and put somebody else in it. Okay. I said, dude, the guy I get stuff from ain't even from this county and don't never come to this county. He goes, well, tell him you had some car troubles and have him drive down here. We'll catch him at the line when he comes across. I go, dude, when my truck burned down, I still met him. I go, it ain't gonna work, dude. The cop goes, you give me a call by Monday at 4 and tell me if you're gonna work with us or not. This is on like a Friday. That Monday comes around, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, let me give this guy a call. I called him up. I said, yep, not going to be helping you at all. And I hung up. Fuck them motherfuckers. Then they get me for 0.03 grams of weed because evidently some seed husk fell off and they counted that as weed. But we're in court and they're trying to sit there and cops like, yeah, we found 28 grams of marijuana. I looked at that cop, I go, really? Then the cop's like, well, 0.03 grams of marijuana, 28 grams of seeds. Fucking seed holes, man. They called that weed. So they got me for simple possession and tool of, what do they call that? Tool of crime. They call a bong a tool of crime. Because if you got a bong, it's going to make you steal something after you smoke on it. Yep. What is this? Yeah, these 30 minutes. Oh, I got sassafras moonshine. I made sassafras moonshine out of roots. That's what that stuff is. But I'm gonna tell you what, that saffron oil. I mean, I wouldn't give that sassafras moonshine to anybody because I'm gonna tell you that stuff make your temperature go up, make your body hot. It's the sassafras part of it. It ain't the liquor part. It don't matter if you know. Knowing your rights gets you in more problems. That's why I lost my license because I used my First Amendment rights. That bitch didn't like it when I told her I identify as daddy. You're not my daddy. Doesn't matter, I identify as daddy, and you would dress me as daddy. You're not my daddy, is what that cop yelled. And now I don't have license because I said that. You believe that? That's why I don't have license, because I told that bitch ass pig to identify me as daddy. Yeah. Yep. I've been putting word out in Henderson. Everywhere I go, y'all know Officer Cook? Like, yeah, we've heard about her. I go, I'm gonna dot her eye. I'm gonna give that bitch a black eye. I swear I'm gonna punch her in the fucking eye. I'm actually gonna go find her, get her to get out of her patrol car, get her to search me and pat me down. I want you to make sure for officer safety do I not have any weapons whatsoever on me, Officer Cook. And after she pats me down, I'm gonna say, now, this is what I wanted to say. And punch that bitch right in the fucking eye. I want that bitch to walk around. When I punch her in the eye, she'll have a black eye for 2 weeks. But I want to make sure they know, because I'm gonna punch her in the fucking eye. But I'm gonna make sure they know I don't have any kind of weapon on me whatsoever before I do it. But I am. I'm gonna punch that bitch in the eye. I don't care. I don't care if she's a female or not. She's put herself in a place of being a tyrant, and a tyrant has no gender in my eyes. Why would I want to exercise my Fifth Amendment? That gets nothing accomplished. I'd only exercise my Fifth Amendment when it comes to answering their questions. I don't answer questions. I can tell you what I think. There ain't nothing nobody can do about it, because that's my First Amendment right. You see what I'm saying? I ain't got to answer shit. I ain't got to tell them shit if I don't want to. That's my Fifth Amendment right. My Fourth Amendment is I don't have to identify myself if I'm not suspected or doing a crime. But see, these motherfuckers down here, they're going like ID crack happy, man. They got to get that ID. They'll make up shit for why they need to get that ID. I've just had it, man. But yeah, I'm surprised old Sissy Boy showed up on daggum live streaming, like playing the victim is normal. Playing the fucking victim. So what? Somebody put out we got an order of protection on them. The hell's been going on? I ain't been paying attention to that stupid motherfucker. That Joker's had so many chances to do so much, and he's his own worst nightmare. Almost, I almost started singing a song about 7 of Saturday night. Oh, Sissy 7 was on the internet. But anyhow, y'all, look, I don't know why I've been on here so long. It's just man. I didn't do nothing in that chat except for warn him, watch watch out for whichever God. However I put that. There's more than one God. However I put that. Because I mean, what do you think the Antichrist is? A false God. So all I was trying to tell Seven was be careful which God you listen to. That's what I put. Because man, these demonic forces will imitate stuff. I just don't know, man. The only thing I've seen these demonic forces be able to alter in this physical world right here is my bad luck. They love to use gravity, and they love to use gravity, and they love to make my feet feel like I'm wearing size 87 shoes. They love making my feet trip over and get tangled up on everything. Even though they're only 10 and a halves, they feel like size 82 shoes, man. I mean, I can trip over shit that's underneath the car. It's the craziest shit I ever seen. And I thank the Lord for these size 82 feet. Thank you, Lord, for having these feet trip over and stumble on everything. Thank you, Lord. You gotta be thankful for what you got. That's all I got. All I got is bad luck, strife, misery, and poverty. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for showing me the deepest bounds of all this sorrow and misery and poverty. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you for blessing me with all this. Thank you. See? That's all you gotta do is be thankful for what you have. Oh God. It makes sense if you don't think about it. To be religious, you gotta be like a Democrat. You just gotta believe it, regardless if it makes sense or not. You've got to believe a man can be born from an unfucked woman. And then Christmas was born. That's right. 8 reindeer plus Rudolph. The red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, how's it fucking go? I don't remember the song. I had to sing it in Latin. Como estas rojo? I'm telling you, I'm losing it. Barnaby Jones is on the TV. Barnaby Jones is on the Me TV right now. I'll tell you what. This is how my life is. I don't have a life. I just sit here and wait for the day to end and the new one to begin. So I can wait for that one to end and the new one to begin. So I can wait for that to end. Because all I'm doing is sitting here waiting for the next day. So I can wait for the next day. So I can wait for the next day. Because I have no way of changing anything. I don't have any money to change anything. I don't have any way to get anywhere to change anything. I'm fucked. I am so fucked. Man, the year. You ain't joking. The months are going by like days. I remember when the weeks go by like days, but man, the weeks are going by like hours. The months are going by like days. The year, yeah, it's like, I mean, it seems like we're just here a couple months ago. The time of the year, the most practiced time of the year, Halloween. Yeah. The most celebrated season of the year. Never could figure out how these Spirit of Halloween stores stay open all year round. Yeah, you talk about. That's what I was saying though. Ever since, let's see, at the end of May, I started moving all these plants in sunlight from the end of May, and I'm still doing it today, except for there's less sunlight. But it still takes all day to do less sunlight. But there's less of all day to do it. And it's weird as shit how fast that sun started moving south, man. See, I got trees, and I got the chainsaw out, and I cut down about a half acre of trees to try to get more light. But yeah, that sun moves so much. It's never in the same spot any day. Only twice a year is that sun ever in the same spot. It's crazy. Think about it. What June the 21st is the solstice. That's when the sun is going the furthest north, the highest in the sky is gonna be for the year. Then it, excuse me, then it starts traveling south. Man, it ain't they're going south and I'm running out of light. It won't be all the way south to what, December the 21st. I don't know how you would do a sundial if that sun moving that much. I don't see how a sundial was a consistent timekeeper. Just no way. And what I don't get, that sun would come up from the east and come up in the sky real quick, and then they get up there around there and it just sits there and hang for a little while. And then that sucker start dropping off to the west real fast now. And I'm like, that don't make sense. I mean, it's almost like I don't know how to. It's almost like I don't know how to explain it. I know we're the sun, but the way I see it is we're tied differently than they're saying we're tied to. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. But I know in the summertime that sun gets up at noon. This up there for a while, for, for some hours. Nowadays it ain't at noon for about an hour and a half. Yeah, I don't. What I don't get is I understand. I mean, I've read the Bible several different times, right? And where's that going with that? Oh, But I always could have sworn the Bible it said the lamb would lay with the lion. And now it says it'll lay with the wolf. I'm like, man, that ain't what I remember reading all those different times. I'm gonna tell you what it is, damn AI, man. That AI has already went back in time and has changed stuff and it's checked. That I mean, it's like putting markers out there so you can see if it works. I've got a cedar tree that's like 40 foot from where it used to be. Because I know where it used to be. Now it's not there. It's somewhere else. But I know where it used to be. It just ain't there no more. I mean, it's there, but not. It's 40 foot from where it used to be. Crazy. Yeah, I know. They say because the tilt makes it colder. That's bullshit. I remember one winter, the sun was so far south, I've never seen it that far south, and it was colder than shit. And I thought, man, the earth is distancing itself from the sun. I mean, I've never seen the sun that far south. It was almost like, if you see pictures of Alaska where the sun's barely coming up, it was that far south almost. And it was cold and snow everywhere. It was like in the teens. I felt like I was in some sort of space movie. It's what I mean. It was weird seeing the sun. That I was in like a big old field. It's just weird. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know, y'all. Look, I've been on here a little while, I guess. So I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. I'm sorry old Sissy Seven's such a douchebag. He is. He's a douchebag and a half, man. Well, look, I can honestly tell you, Buckeye, before all these trees grew up, I was trying to track the sun, but there ain't no tracking the sun. But what I do now, I've always told people, get you some landmarks. Get you a point where you always stand. You know what I mean? You always have this point that you stand in the same place, and you got landmarks that are always in the same spot, right? Well, what I did is I've got my service pole and the telephone pole at the road lined up fairly west. It's more north than west. Just I don't know how. It's more. What am I trying to say? It's a few degrees north of west. It's not quite northwest, but anyhow, it's the way I was lining up with the sunset. It's almost west. It's a few degrees off of straight west. But one day, the sun's setting on the north side of the telephone pole. The next day, the sun set on the south side of the telephone pole. The next day, it sat further south of the telephone pole. Then the next day, it sat way further north than it did the last time it sat north. But that right there, I saw in a few days span, the sun was jumping back and forth. It'd be a little south, a little north, a little south, a little north. That's a wobble right there, right? But I'm just saying, I mean, I've done physical experiments like that to see. And I can see the inconsistency because the sunset should go all the way north to June the 21st and all the way south until December the 21st. Then it should start moving back north until June 21st. Then it should start moving back south after June 21st. You see what I'm saying? It should not be going north, south, north, south, north, south when it's still in its northern movement. When it hasn't made it all the way to its furthest northern point. It should not be backing up and setting further south one night, then setting north, then setting further south than it did. You see, it's crazy. Yeah. Well, look, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and call it night. I appreciate it. Been on here 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 37 seconds. But until next time, whenever it's going to be me suffering like I always do, non-stop. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. I understand how it feels. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whenever you decide to take it away, please do, Lord. And I keep asking, but it doesn't happen. But until next time, y'all have a good one.